I see a lot of flags here at the corner of Rosamond Boulevard and Sierra Highway, and a few banners up here on the building and flags flapping on the cars. What is a certified pre-owned sales event?
Well, Ford has certified pre-owned cars, and it goes through a high inspection, a 172-point inspection, and it gives you a 7-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. And we are starting to bring them down here at competitive prices for you.
I see. Now, does Ford Motor themselves sponsor this?
This is sponsored by Ford. They also have incentivized rates and extremely low rates for you and your customers.
Okay. And what's the price range of cars here on the lot in Rosamond?
Well, on the Rosamond lot, I've tried to keep everything from about the $5,000 to $6,000 range up to about the $30,000, $35,000 range.
Okay. And how about credit check and stuff like that? Is that easy or hard now?
Yeah, credit check's real easy. You call us straight in. Our numbers are in our website, and you call us right in. We can go right online and take care of it before you get here, so you're not spending all day.
And what's the website?
KieffeandSonFord.com.
Kieffe and A-N-D, son, Ford.com.
Just KieffeandSon.com.
Okay, KieffeandSon.com. Okay, because everybody runs around with their iPhone now, and okay. And that would get them right there.
Right there. And you can call us directly at 661-256-2811, and I can do it right over the phone.
And you're at 7 in the morning?
I'm here at 7 in the morning.
Man, you're aggressive. Okay, Jim, thanks very much.
All right, thank you.
See, that was easy.
This is Mark Deaton, who is no longer little. He was when I got him in Tropico, but now I have to look up to him. And his mom and dad, Mr. and Mrs. Getzelman. They asked me to tell you a little bit about home hospital and independent study, which I've done quite a bit of. Home hospital is needed when a child has an illness, and the doctor will let him come home from the hospital, but not back to school. The teacher works with the student 4 hours a week. We usually contact the classroom teacher for materials and pacing in an effort to keep the student up with his classmates. Independent study is different. It's one student, one teacher, and 1 hour a week. In both cases, the teacher is responsible for obtaining correct materials, teaching, grading, and grade reporting. Of course, motivating the student too is a top priority. With that note, I'd like to introduce Mark, to the board. Mark was in my RSP class at Tropico. He was able to receive this added support under the classification of OHI or other health impaired. Mark had seizures that impeded his education. He has 8 different types of seizures, and more often than not, more than 1 or 2 in a row. His doctor felt that when he stopped growing, the medication would have a more complete effect, but it wasn't working well during those growing years. You can see, I hope he's done growing. He's 6'3". The seizures became so severe that he could no longer stay in the general education classroom. Staying in RSP helped because of the smaller class size and less hustle and bustle. The seizures dropped to about 1 a day. Eventually, Mark was able to go out for math and proved himself a very good math student. Mark had to be walked to classes outside of RSP by an adult because his seizures did not give him any warning or aura and could come at any time. Mark graduated from Tropico, and the family elected to have him enrolled at Alice for high school. With so much extra time on his hands, Mark asked for extra classes, and in so doing graduated early. He did 4 years of high school and 2.5 years with a 4.0 average. He took the entrance exam for AVC and started his first math class last week. Many students that start at AVC end up having to take makeup classes because they're not at beginning college level. But Mark's hard work paid off, and he entered as a full freshman. Mark has also started his own business of lawn care and has saved enough of his earnings to buy a top-of-the-line laptop for college and an electric guitar. I feel very proud of Mark and his supportive family. Mark is an example of how a good work ethic and never giving up pays off. I'm sure that Mark has a successful and bright future ahead of it. This is Mark.
Independent Study, we would like to say thank you for being our student and congratulations, and present to you a certificate of recognition to Mark A. Deaton for outstanding performance at Abraham Lincoln Independent Study. Thank you so much. Has often done independent study for many years now, and has worked not only with Mark but with several other students. So, Mrs. White, a certificate of appreciation to you for your service to Abraham Lincoln, where you have been giving students a choice. Thank you for your help.
Finalized the school calendar, just finishing up the details regarding the testing week, and so I'll be putting the finishing touches on that, sending it over to the district, and I'm sure they'll have that on an upcoming board agenda for approval. The other item today is, of course, we have talked a number of times during these meetings about some of the concessions and sacrifices that have been made by the employees of the district to lead us to financial stability. Of course, with negotiations coming up, I'm sure you'll hear me whine over and over and over about those hardships as we go through those negotiations. But RTA is very pleased to see item 10A on tonight's agenda, the furlough day payout. This is an opportunity for the board to send a message of thanks to its employees. RTA recommends approval of the payout. And because this affects all employees, I believe it is acceptable for both Mr. Starkey and Mr. Reeder to vote on this item. RTA encourages you to vote and make a unanimous decision in favor. And we thank the district and the board for its support. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Cole.
It's approximately $100,000. We have that easily in the budget currently, to give that furlough day back. However, working with CSEA and working with RTA, and at their suggestions, we think it might be, administration would like to present it as a volunteer work day. So rather than adding a work day, we'd like to keep it as a volunteer work day. Those who can do the work day, they can come in and do their work. Those who would like to take it as a vacation day, it would be a paid vacation day. And this day is on April 1st. I think that the board has also expressed looking for a way to thank the employees, the RTA and the CSEA, and administration for making the sacrifices that they have made in the past. And so this is the best way I think that I can think of as a budget person and a finance person to thank them, is by putting a little extra day in their paycheck. The paycheck would be their April 30th paycheck. So since it's an April 30th day, they would receive an extra day's pay in the April 30th paycheck.
And no, it's not a job.
Yes, hello there. I am the field representative for Kern County, and the assembly member sends his congratulations and commends all of you, the board and the public, for your participation. The assembly member, as a former teacher, a parent, and a grandparent, shares your concerns for our children's education, and he is currently sitting on the Committee on Higher Education, Jobs, Economic Development, and the Economy, Veterans Affairs, and chairs the Select Committee for Community College. So we'd like any input or any kind of information you'd like to give to me. Give us a call at the office or see me. I have cards. And I have been in contact with Mrs. Keys. The assembly member is very interested. We just have to work out some travel arrangements, because normally he's headed back to Sacramento on Sundays about that time. So we're working on that. Thank you.